If you have ever hit the wall, and you know the wall that I'm talking about, hitting the wall of behaviors and patterns and choices that you keep choosing into, even though you know better, even though you don't want to do those things, you find yourself right in the middle of those choices again. Number one, welcome, you're human. It reminds me of Romans in the Bible where Paul talks about, I don't understand what I do. Like what I want to do, I don't do. But what I actually do is the thing that I hate doing. And I can relate to that. And so many of my clients have quoted that exact verse. See, you're human. You're not alone in this. But number two, I want you to listen into this video because for those of us that have a bent towards self-help, personal growth, and personal development, there's a shift that happens when we get to the end of ourselves. And I want to show you the difference between self-help and inner transformation and how they work together. So if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. That way you can be notified every time I release a new video on how to live and lead from the inside out, how to live and lead from an internally grounded, healthy place. I will never forget when one of my clients started to experience inner transformation in herself for the first time. We start every call with wins, and she hopped on the call, and her win was not just changing a behavior and an interaction with her husband, but it was deeper than that. It was the ease at which that interaction came. Because for the longest time, she had been really trying to lean into self-control and self-discipline when it came to interacting with her husband in this way. But on that call, I remember she said something like, it's as though I didn't even have to try. It was easy. And that is the difference between inner transformation and self-help alone. I want to start by separating out self-help versus inner transformation. Later on in this video, I'm going to talk about how they can work together, but first let's isolate them. So we have self-help, and it's exactly what it sounds like. When we go too far into this direction, we focus on fixing ourselves, changing all those behaviors in our own power. There's a lot of focus on our own effort. And oftentimes when we think about self-help, it's often the hard skills, the practical skills, changing a behavior, changing a mindset, and doing it just in our own discipline. And so many times with self-help, I consider this outside in. It's trying to change a behavior on the outside before really addressing the issue on the inside that's leading to that behavior. And then on the other side, there's inner transformation. And inner transformation comes from allowing God to do what only He can do in us. He gets to do the heart work, the soul work. And so many times we associate inner transformation with softer skills, things like surrendering, releasing, allowing, trusting. And so I consider this an inside out work where He's doing the heart work. He's doing the healing. He is getting those things inside of us that go deeper than our thoughts and way deeper than our behaviors. And out of this, hopefully, comes the overflow and changing our behavior, but from the inside out, changing our behavior because our heart and our motives and our intentions have changed. Now, it can be easy to swing from one side of the extreme into the other side of the extreme. I know that can be my tendency when the Lord doesn't keep me in check. Because when we swing too hard into the self-help side, we are overemphasizing our own effort and our own understanding. And so it can often lead us out of alignment. It leads us into exhaustion. It can even lead us into idolizing ourselves and trying to control things that we're just not in control of. But also when we swing it too hard into the other side, it's almost like we throw our hands up and we just expect God to do everything for us and put everything on a silver platter right in front of us. Neither are good on their own, but I think all of us have a tendency to lean one way or the other. So which way do you lean? Do you tend to lean more in your own power and your own effort? Or do you tend to lean over to the sitting and waiting for God to do all the work? Both ideas work together, and ideally they work together simultaneously. It's like doing a three-legged race with God, moment by moment, day by day. And as we do that, it does not take long for us to realize that we are limited and we need help more than we can give ourselves. Because we do make choices that we know better, and we have patterns and behaviors that we don't want to do, but we still do. And it's in those moments that we realize we are at the end of ourselves, because truth be told, we cannot heal ourselves completely. We cannot change our hearts. We cannot do the things that only God can do inside of us that creates inner transformation. And so in those moments, the work becomes surrendering. The work is less about doing and walking it out and more about letting Him do what only He can do. In my coaching program, The Journey to Personal Freedom, we do both. There are tangible, practical tools that help us lean into those harder skills and lean into taking action and doing what God is asking us to do, while also leaning into alignment and seeking Him every step of the way and pausing when He shows us there's a heart issue that He wants to heal. So if you're interested in more information on the journey to personal freedom, email me. I would love to have a conversation and talk more about the program and how it can help. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe it for more videos just like it.